Nathan Nathan Woodliff-Stanley with the ACLU of Colorado. And I want to say we are aware of that these sweeps are ongoing. They are not one time. They are ongoing. They are virtually citywide. They are very aggressive. And there is a dispersal going on of people that that I think is quite problematic. We understand these are complex issues. There's a lot that needs to be done. I'm actually very glad to hear that there's affordable housing on the way, that there's work in increasing shelter capacities and things like that. But it is clearly the case right now that the shelter capacity we have is not sufficient for everyone. We don't have the housing that is sufficient right now. And shelters are not always an adequate or proper solution. There's many different reasons why people either cannot or will not use shelters as their one resort. So for all of those reasons, it is clearly the case we don't have the capacity right now to house everyone who is unhoused in our city. And in that situation, if there is literally no place you can legally go, on public or private property, anywhere, no legal place you can go, as much as I've heard the city say we're not criminalizing homelessness, you have criminalized homelessness. There is nowhere to go. And if all of the things that you need to do to survive are subject to arrest, you have criminalized homelessness. This is a very serious problem. The ACLU has concerns about the confiscation of property. The implication being that that you don't have, if you don't have a home, you don't have the right to have more possessions than you can wear on your body or carry in your arms, and there really is no reason why that should be the case. We're very troubled by the notion when there clearly is not sufficient capacity. The labeling of people who are not in shelters as service resistant is an insulting term to them, and we don't like hearing this used. And I'm troubled by the notion that the bottom line is, and I heard this stated in this meeting, that the bottom line is removing encampments, when the bottom line ought to be people's lives. There are at least 11 people who have died of hypothermia already this year in the city. We have life that matters. And I am glad to hear that there are discussions about solutions. I want to see those discussions go forward. We want to see creative discussions about actual solutions. But until that happens, until those have actually been achieved, why can the city not relent on these sweeps? Why can the city not recognize that there will be people outdoors? It is unavoidable, and that we try to accommodate that as the best we can while we work toward those long-term solutions, rather than, in this instance, violating people's core civil liberties and rights in a time when there are very few options for the people that